Hello and welcome to Just a Tiny Amount, your channel for all things stop motion. I'm Gordon Craig and I'm going to play it a bit fast and loose this video. I've got another project going on at the moment, which is why my video for this channel is a bit late this week. Then I realised that this other project has a small amount of animation in it, so I thought, hey, why not kill two birds with one stone and give you some behind the scenes footage of what I'm doing. So let's do that. So there's a board game called RoboRally, in which little robots race around a factory floor shooting each other with lasers. I'm going to be making an animation based around this. Why is not important. The storyline of the animation is that this little guy is going to be heading along this conveyor belt, turning, and then heading down here. In the meantime, this robot is just trundling along beside him. When he passes, this guy is going to turn, fire a laser at this robot, which messes up with its programming and makes it go haywire. It'll turn to see who shot him, reverse, turn, and then charge down and fall down this pit. Listen, it makes sense if you've ever played the game. So what I thought I'd do is take you through all the steps that I would take to make this animation. Let's get started. So this is the stage I'm working with. Annoyingly, the section of board that has all of the elements in the right configuration is right in the corner near the edges. So I had to put another 3 boards just to make everything look complete. Annoyingly, this meant that I had to set everything up on my dining table, which makes it quite difficult to hold things in place. Because this is a dining table, I can't clamp anything down, and I would get into a lot of trouble if I started to screw things to the table. To stop things moving, I've got a carton of almond milk and a bag of rice. And to stop the tripod for the camera moving, I've got a small bag of quinoa. The main thing you can take from this is exactly how middle class we are. So the camera that I'm using for the animation is my Canon 500D, and all of the illumination is coming from the light box, which is just in the corner of shot. The 18-55 kit lens is probably not going to get me close enough to these models, however, so I might have to change the tripod. 1 second. Okay, so that's everything changed around. The 500D is now on the slider so that it can get a bit closer. Annoyingly, it needed the ball joint from the top of the GorillaPod, so now my camera that I'm videoing this on is now on the tripod that was on, so all change. Hey, at least it shows that this is live and raw. So now that we've got everything set up, the first thing I'm going to do is get the script so I can get the timing from that. So the only character that will actually speak is going to be this little robot here. So he's just going to be making general dum-de-dum noises as he moseys along beside the conveyor belt. Then when he gets shot, he's going to turn and look at that robot with a sort of a hey or an ow or something like that. Then, as his programming goes haywire and he finds himself reversing, is going to be sort of a huh sort of noise, something noise of surprise, as the script would say. Then when he's further surprised and turns towards the pit, he'll go, what? Or something along those lines. And then finally, as he makes a charge to his eventual demise down the pit, it'll be a scream of, ah, out of control sort of thing. So the general script will be, dum-de-dum, dum-de-dum, ow, huh, what, ah. I know, Shakespeare never had it so good. So after recording all of the audio, I've brought it into Adobe Audition to piece together the bits that I want. I won't go through the rigmarole with you of listening to me grunting and screaming. I'll just show you the resulting file that I've pieced together. Dum-de-dum, dum-de-dum. Hey! Huh? What? Ah! Melodic, I think you'll agree. So that would actually give us our timings for the animation, but while I was here I thought I would try and make it a little bit more robotic and have it finishing with the robot falling down a well, down the pit. So the result of that is this. So, now that we've got our audio file, let's get the timings. So now we'll jump over to Dragon Stop Motion to get the timings. I'm also switching back to camera audio because I don't think the computer mic is as good. So, as you can see here, we've got the live view of the robots on the board. But before we start doing any frame capture, what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to the audio section, which is currently empty. Import some audio, and then import our robotified audio clip. So that and so what to do next, what you would normally have here is images of whatever character that you're animating, but we don't have one of those, but adding a character would be useful. We'll just get the default one. Dragon Stop Motion comes with this strange sock puppet monkey thing. Doesn't really matter to us. So what we have down here is the dialogue and then the phonetics, which you can just type into. So what we're going to do is type in here, this is just normal. This is just him doing his dum-de-dums. And then just here, so that's when he starts to yell, so that's his hey. Then a bit further along, we've got I think. So that's when he starts to say huh. And again here we've got what, so that's where he starts to say what. And that's where he starts to scream. Scream! Exclamation mark. Right, so that is the timing put in, and when we go back to here, you'll see that the audio track is appearing down the side. What you can do is come up here, go in, add a column, and add the character 1 dialogue. So what that will do is that will put what we've just typed in along the side here. So now this shows what frame will be on when that audio happens. I'm going to go away now and work out the movements. I'll be back in a second. Hi, me again. At this point in the video I was going to show you how I use Dragon Stop Motion to add guides to my scene to show me how much I should be moving the robots each frame. My screen capture software had different ideas and decided that it wasn't going to show any of the pop-ups, so it was just 5 minutes of me clicking on the blank screen. So yeah, you won't be seeing that. If you do want to know how to add guides and the markers in Dragon Stop Motion, let me know in the comments and I'll make a separate video. But for now, on with the animation. Okay, we'll call that take a rehearsal and leave it there. It was okay. This is what the end result looked like. So I made a few points about what I could do better next time. The first one was not to wear this. The board is very shiny and reflective, and this is just showing up in the shots, and whenever I move it's all a bit different. What I should have been wearing was my trusty black long sleeve top. So this is good because it doesn't reflect much, covers all my arms, and I really should be wearing it more often. There's a trick to putting this on that I learned from Casey Neistat. Just throw it really hard against you. just like that. Second thing that I noticed was I really cannot touch the board at all. It's not flat. The table's not flat. You put slight pressure anywhere and somewhere else will pop up. You leave go, it doesn't go back to the normal place. I tried at one point to move one of the weights across, but then everything just rose up. For the next time, I'll have the almond milk and rice on this board out of shot, and the others I'll just try and avoid touching. The third point is I'm going to put guidelines on Dragon Stop Motion. So in the same way that we mark the lines and then put the dividers on, I'm going to put lines along the sides of the robot so that they can stay in a straight line. Because I can't get too close to them for fear of touching the board, the only way I can move them is by sort of putting my finger on top and sliding it along. That doesn't give me a great deal of control. So if I had a guideline so that I could make sure that it was going in the same direction, that would be good. The other thing I need to pay attention to is rotation. Slight rotation just makes it look like it's wobbling along its track, where they're both on wheels, they just should be going straight lines. The fourth thing was the timing. Okay, but I'm going to try tightening some things up. When the robot jumps as it turns, it's not going to go as high and it's going to spend less time in the air. And also the robot that is on the conveyor belt, he's going to sort of look at the robot that it's just shot for a little bit longer rather than sort of going shoot and then turn back, just to sort of give a little bit of continuity to its action. We'll see how that feels. Anyway, I'm going to try this again. I'm probably going to end this video here because it's probably getting quite long. When the end result is finished, I will let you know. Until then, this is just a tiny amount. I'm Gordon Craig, and I shall see you next week.